Hello students, I am your biology teacher Ranjana Kanogia. Today we will study chapter life processes. Now we will start this chapter with a question, what are life processes? So, maintenance of living organism is essential even if they are moving, resting or even sleeping. The processes which together perform the function of maintenance of life are known as life processes, or the processes that sustain to the life are known as life processes. Nutrition, respiration, circulation, excretion are the example of essential life processes. In unicellular organism, all these processes are carried out by a single cell, while in multicellular organism a well developed system is present to carry out these processes. We will study them in detail. Now we will start with the first one, nutrition. So, the whole process of acquiring food that is needed for the nourishment and sustenance of life of the organism is termed as nutrition. Now we will study what is the need for nutrition. So, organism need the energy to perform various life activities, and this energy is supplied by nutrients. Organisms need various raw materials for their growth and repair, and these raw materials are provided by nutrients. Now, what are nutrients? So, the minerals which provide nutrition to the organism are known as nutrients. For example, carbohydrate, protein and fats are the main nutrients and are known as macronutrients, while minerals and vitamins are required in a small amount and hence they are known as micronutrients. Now we will study about modes of nutrition. So it is divided into two categories. Number one, autotrophic mode of nutrition, and another one is the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. First we will study about autotrophic mode of nutrition. So it is a type of nutrition in which organisms have the capacity to prepare their food by their own. For example, plants and certain bacteria. These organisms manufacture their food by utilizing the atmospheric free carbon dioxide and water in the presence of chlorophyll and sunlight, and they convert it to the carbohydrate by the process of photosynthesis, and they are known as photosynthesizers or the producers. While heterotrophic mode of nutrition is a type of nutrition in which organisms cannot manufacture their food by their own, while they depend on the other organism for getting their nutrition, like they depend upon the autotrophs for their nutritional requirements. Under this category, animals and fungi are present. These organisms cannot manufacture their food because they do not contain chlorophyll pigment, so they cannot photosynthesize. Now we will study about photosynthesis. So photosynthesis is a process by which autotrophic organisms or green plants manufacture their food by their own. By this process, plants utilize atmospheric free carbon dioxide and water vapors and convert it to the carbohydrate in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. This could be summarized with the help of a reaction which is 6 molecules of carbon dioxide and 12 molecules of water react to form carbohydrate, and 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water are released. This reaction takes place in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Because chlorophyll is present inside the chloroplast, so chloroplast is the site for carrying out photosynthesis. Now we will study about the structure of chloroplast. Chloroplast is a double membraned organelle which is covered with the outer and inner envelope. Inside it, a jelly-like substance which is similar to the cytoplasm of a cell known as stroma is present. Stroma contains granum which is made up of stack or disc-shaped structures known as thylakoid, and grana are known as functional unit of the chloroplast as they contain chlorophyll pigment which are necessary for carrying out photosynthesis. Granum or thylakoid sacs are connected with each other with the help of stroma lamellae. Besides grana, stroma contains DNA, which is the genetic material of chloroplast, prokaryotic ribosomes, that is 70S type of ribosomes, starch grains, and various other enzymes. Photosynthetic reaction completes in two steps. Number 1, light reaction, and number 2, dark reaction. So, light reaction is a photosynthetic reaction that takes place in the presence of light and it occurs in granum, while dark reaction is a reaction of photosynthesis that takes place in the absence of light and it occurs in stroma of chloroplast. Now we will study about the raw materials for photosynthesis. For photosynthesis, number 1, sunlight, number 2, chlorophyll, number 3, carbon dioxide and water vapors are very essential. Chlorophyll pigment plays an essential role for trapping the sunlight. Carbon dioxide is essential for the formation of carbohydrate and it enters through the stomata. Water and dissolved materials like nitrogen, phosphorus, etc. are taken up by the roots from soil. Oxygen is released as a byproduct of photosynthesis through the stomata of leaves. Now we will study about the events of photosynthesis. Photosynthetic reaction completes under 3 steps. First one is the absorption of light energy by chlorophyll. Second is the conversion of light energy into chlorophyll and splitting of water into hydrogen and oxygen. Third is the reduction of carbon dioxide to carbohydrate. Now we will study about the factors affecting the rate of photosynthesis. So there are following factors that affect the rate of photosynthesis. Number 1, light intensity. Number 2, carbon dioxide concentration. Number 3, temperature. And 4, is water availability. So first we will study about the effect of light intensity on the rate of photosynthesis. On increasing the light intensity, the rate of photosynthesis increases sharply, but on reaching to an optimum range, the rate of photosynthesis gets saturated. It does not increases with the increase in light intensity. It could be understood with the given graph. As light intensity, the same effect is of carbon dioxide. So, the rate of photosynthesis increases sharply with the increase in carbon dioxide concentration, but on reaching the optimum range, the rate of photosynthesis gets saturated. So, if we goes on increasing the carbon dioxide concentration, the rate of photosynthesis does not increases. Last one is the effect of temperature on the rate of photosynthesis. With the increase in temperature, the rate of photosynthesis increases very sharply, but on reaching to an optimum range, the rate of photosynthesis goes on decreasing with the increase in temperature. It could be very easily understood with the help of given graphs. Now we will study about stomata. Stomata are tiny pores present on the surface of the leaf. Their function is to carry out gaseous exchange, that is exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen from the atmosphere. They also carry out the process of transpiration in which excess amount of water is lost from the aerial parts of the plant in the form of water vapors. Now we will study about the structure of stomata. Stomata are made up of two types of cells. Number 1, guard cells, and guard cells are surrounded by subsidiary cells or epidermal cells. Guard cells are made up of myofibrils which carries out the opening and closing of stomata. The inner wall of stomata is thicker which forms the stomatal pore. This is to reduce the transpiration rate as compared to the outer wall. Stomata also contains the chloroplast. It also have nucleus and vacuoles.